If money wasn't an issue, what would you do for someone else? Our next guest is passionate about taking the focus away from making more money and turning it into being smart with the money you already have so you can have a better quality of life and actually create legacy wealth for your family. He is going to share some simple wealth creation tips with us here today. So please welcome Legacy Wealth Building Advisor, Randy Jones. Welcome, Randy.
Thank you. I really appreciate being here.
So excited to have you here. Now, you used to work 7 days a week, 16 hours a day. You were chasing the money, chasing the money, chasing the money, and you missed out on things with your kids and family experiences. And your wife looked at you and she said, "How much money do we need?" That was like your aha moment. Tell us about that.
You know, I was working around the clock and, I remember being in the office and at nighttime I would have to be on the phone and saying prayers to my kids because I was just always just working. And one day I just woke up and I just said, I can't continue like this because my father would say, your kids are going to grow before your eyes and you come home one day and they'll be leaving and then you want to try to be their friend. You got to change something. So I said, well, I don't know how to do that, but I'm going to work hard on it. And then I just realized that, there has to be something worth living for more than just being successful and making money. And so I started on that path and it's still growing today.
And I just am so fascinated by everything that you talk about. You talk about closing the wealth gap, but it's not about making millions of dollars. It's about how you think about money, which is just that's my aha moment with you. So tell us about that.
I think people have the misconception that the wealth gap is about money. The difference between wealthy people and everyday people isn't their money. I often say wealth is hidden in the words that define it. So I'll ask a group and I'll say, how many of you by a show of hands consider yourself an educated consumer or a smart consumer? And they'll raise their hand and I'll click the screen and show the definition of a consumer is a person who devastates, wastes, eliminates, squanders, does not cherish. And people think, wow, I said, you thought you were drinking the Kool-Aid, but you're actually inside the cup, So I often tell people, we have 4 types of assets. We have our physical assets, our contributions to our family and community, our intellectual assets, the things that we learn and teach, our ethical, some people even say spiritual assets, our belief systems, and then our material assets. And I said, and if you had a choice and you could only keep 3 of these, which one would you give up? And sometimes after debating, everybody agrees, material.
Material, of course.
So I say it's not your money that you really care about, it's your life that you're trying to really grow.
Randy, you just have changed the whole process of this. I love what you're doing. I really do, and inspiring so many people. If you could tell your younger self just one thing, that young guy that was out there chasing the money, what would you tell him?
I would probably sit him down and say, hey, some people say life is short, but I really believe life is long. And truly, we're here for the benefit of others. Otherwise, I don't know why we're here. You need to figure out what you want to experience, how you want to live, what you want to be remembered for, and who you want to impact. And then figure out how do we align your money to support the growth of those assets. Because money comes and goes, and we only have one life to live. And you better take advantage of it while you can.
Oh my gosh, you are absolutely right. Thank you so much for sharing with us today, Randy.
No problem.
If you're sick of chasing the money and you want real world answers on how to create legacy wealth for you and your family, contact Randy at mrrandyjones.com.